Shakur Stevenson, he finally has found a fighter that's willing to go up against him. After Vasily Lomachenko lost to Devin Haney and said, "Nah, I don't want to fight the rest of the year," Isak Cruz said, "Nah, I'll wait for the Tank fight rematch." And after negotiations with Devin Haney kind of fell through, we're getting Shakur Stevenson versus Frank Martin, a great fight at the lightweight division. If you weren't keeping up with this fight, this was a mandatory fight. After Devin Haney moved up to 140, this was the fight called for. But the question was, what was going to happen? Was this fight going to happen because of Frank Martin being a PBC fighter? Obviously, they fight on Showtime, and Shakur being a top-ranked fighter that fights on ESPN. Today was the deadline. They had to make this deal, or else it would go to a purse bid. The deal was made, and the fight will happen on ESPN, which personally, I think that's good. I think that'll help get both fighters and this fight some more exposure and attention to just maybe the casual fans. And I think the dates proposed actually are trying to make sure they can get the most eyeballs on this fight. The dates proposed by, I believe it was Mike Coppinger, said that November 16th and December 9th are the two dates they're looking at for this fight. It's weird because November 16th is a Thursday. Obviously, fights usually happen on a Saturday. That fight would happen in Vegas, and the reason it's on Thursday is because they have an F1 race through that weekend. So they want to, and that's going to be broadcast on ESPN, I believe. So they want to try and drum up attention for that F1 race by having the fight Thursday in Vegas. The December 9th date, that's obviously, that'll be a Saturday, but that fight would happen in New York, which would help because not far from Shakur's hometown of Newark, New Jersey, where he's had his last couple fights. And I believe they were saying that it would be right after the Heisman ceremony, so people can just go straight from the ceremony to the fight, so they can capitalize on eyes on that, obviously, fight. So I think good idea by ESPN trying to capitalize this fight, because this is a great fight at the lightweight division. We were wondering what is next for Frank Martin. He's a contender. Obviously, he's 28 years old, so he kind of got in late. It's a weird age to be labeled a contender, but he needed to step up. He had not his best performance back in July, but I think overall he's a great fighter. He's a really good fighter. This is obviously Shakur's best fight at lightweight. You know, he's only had one fight there, and this might be his best fight overall. I think Frank Martin poses a great challenge, but he'll be the underdog. And right now, I think it's hard to go against Shakur, who's arguably a top 10 fighter in the world, not just at lightweight. Obviously, he might be the best at lightweight, but this is a great step up for both fighters. I'm excited for this fight. This is a great way for boxing to close out the year. I think it's going to be a really good fight. Make sure you subscribe to the Never Drop podcast here on YouTube for all your information about this fight and all the fights kind of wrapping up 2023, which has been one of the best years in boxing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcast. Do it all. I appreciate you. That's all I got for you today. I'm out. Peace.